Hello everyone and welcome to Vegan Region. My name is V. I love a lot of vegan things, but mainly food. But today I am doing a different type of video. I honestly love watching nothing more than people's what I eat in a day videos. I find them so fascinating. Since I began Vegan Region, I've been filming sort of everything food related, and I realized that I had 3 different what I eat in a days, and my original plan was to upload them as 3 separate videos. But once I started editing them, I realized that they're each about 2 minutes long. So I thought the best thing to do would be to put them all together in one video, and we can also pretend like we're not at home, because these are all places in the outside world that used to be to see the beach, to hear the seagulls. So I thought, to make it feel like we're going outside, I would do this what I eat in a day video for you guys, because there's 3 different locations and it's just nice to look at some different, well done.
Oh man, you're just ruining it.
Different scenery that is not your bedroom walls.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
This is beautiful Cornwall in southwest England. So we are starting off with what I ate in Cornwall. I had access to a kitchen here, so I was able to make majority of my meals at home, starting with breakfast. This was some spinach and cherry tomatoes, some vegan sausages, red onions in some tofu with some spices, and of course some mushrooms. This was absolutely delicious and filling, and I didn't really need much for lunch. Moving on to lunch, we had a little stroll in the town and I found a place that had vegan Cornish pasties, so of course I had to try one. If you are wondering what a Cornish pasty is, it is a baked pastry specifically associated with Cornwall. It's shaped like the letter D and is crimped on one side, and it usually has vegetables such as potatoes, onions and swede. It usually has beef, but of course this is vegan, so it was just filled with a lot more veg, and this just really helped give it a lot of texture and flavour.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
You know that Crazy in Love by Beyonce. Moving on to dinner. So this was kind of an early dinner, so we started off with some snacks, some pickles, olive, crisps, some falafel, some vegan corn slices. You can't have chips and not have dip, so we had dips and drink, and we were just kind of snacking on that while I made this absolutely delicious meal. One of my absolute favorites from Rachel Amma. I have made a video on my channel making this for the first time and doing a taste test. I absolutely enjoyed it, as you can see. You can't forget dessert. For this I just went really simple and tried out this chocolate brownie ice cream from Morrison's, which did not disappoint at all and gave me exactly what I needed to finish off the day. This is Whitney in southeast England. Before I did get on the train to Witney, I did get some snacks from Pret, but I don't have any footage of it other than this. I think I also got a little smoothie bowl and a juice as well. For lunch, we found this restaurant called Eden Cafe, which was all vegan. It's a wholesome little place, and to start off with, I had a white hot chocolate, which really wasn't that amazing, just tasted like a sweet soy milk, but I still really enjoyed it. And then I shared another Cornish pasty, and this one was a little bit creamier, and out of the 2 I would say I definitely preferred this pasty. I then had a ham, cheese and mustard toasty, which I am now making at home because I enjoyed this so much. And to finish off, I had a lemon drizzle and raspberry cake, and I want to recreate this. It tasted so amazing. And finally, dinner. This is the place that I'm most excited to talk about. It's called the Holly Bush in Whitney, and oh my goodness, my mind was absolutely blown. Starting off with, of course, the nice ice cold cucumber and mint flavoured water. For starters, I had their sourdough bread, which was made in the kitchen that day, fresh, okay? And some olives in this balsamic vinegar and olive oil. And then the starters kicked in. This tempura cauliflower was the lightest batter I have ever tasted. And then I think it had a sriracha mayo underneath. And then when you have that pomegranate popping through with that juice and that little acidity, amazing. I also had this starter, which was basically like chilied vegetables. So you had some broccoli, some chilies, and in this sweet and sour sauce and olive oil, the flavor and the sesame seeds on top, wow. And then moving on to the main, which was this vegan Wellington with some vegetables, this pea puree underneath and a vegetable gravy. This food was on point, some of the best food I've ever tasted. This is Bath, located in Somerset in southwest England. For breakfast, I went to a little cafe called the Green Rocket. It was so cute and adorable. I had a hot chocolate to start off before I went into the monster veggie brekkie, which was enormous, and it had the lightest tofu ever. And this sausages, some bubble and squeak, which is basically like potatoes and veg mashed together to make a hash brown, some tomatoes, kale, toast, vegan butter, beans. It was massive, and mushrooms as well. And I had their homemade ketchup on the side, which is not as sweet as the normal ketchup, but I still really enjoyed it. I want to give you a little bit of a backstory to the lunch that I had at this place. Now, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the food. So we get to our table at this restaurant. The waiter is really lovely and like really friendly and nice, gets us our drink orders straight away, comes back. As he's about to place the tray of drinks onto the table, I just see everything in slow motion, and I just hear boom, 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 and the drink spills everywhere, on the table, all over my clothes. Half of me was like literally looked like I just stepped out of a swimming pool. All down my trousers, wet, all on my coat, all on my camera bag, all on my camera, and I could just hear him.
This is my worst nightmare. This is the worst shift in my life. He's like, and it's my first day back.
This just made me think, for whatever bad thing is happening in your life, there is someone out there who is having an even worse day than you are. It was really, really chill. They brought us new drinks, took us to a new table, and he was so apologetic, bless him. I felt so bad for him. But I just thought you'd enjoy that little side story just as you watch this next clip. For lunch, we decided to go to a little pub, and I had the woodland mushroom and ale pie with chips and peas to finish it off. And I really enjoyed this. I keep saying that, but all the food was so good. It was just chunky mushroom with a creamy sauce and a well-cooked pastry, and you can't really beat that. This was one of the highlights of this video for me, this restaurant. All their food is in little small portions, so you get to try as much of the food as possible. I mean, it feels like it was tailor-made for me, okay? All the meals you're about to see I did share. The first one is a smoked pine nut arancini in a garlic and chili chutney. This was so delicious. The arancini balls were quite warm and the chutney was cold, so
those two really complemented each other well. We then moved on to this caramelized cauliflower steak in a curry, and really the cauliflower just acted more like an absorbent, kind of like a rice, and I really could have eaten a giant portion of this. Moving on to the hazelnut roast. It was a very tiny roast, but it packed a punch. That potato was cooked beautifully, crunchy on the outside, smooth on the inside. Then came the sunflower seed tortellini with Jerusalem artichokes, and when I tell you it hit different, it just hit different. I've never experienced flavors like that, and the artichokes were so smoky and delicious. Next up is the rich mushroom stew with mash and some kale, and it was just seasoned to perfection. Whoever was cooking this up in the kitchen knows what they are doing with simple ingredients. For dessert, I went for the apple tartan with vanilla sorbet, and it had some pine nuts underneath, which gave it a completely new flavor profile, and I really enjoyed this dessert and would love to know how this is made.
So that is it for this week's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed the 3 different what I eat in a days. Let me know which one was your favorite or which meal was your favorite. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell so that you know when I post new videos. It really helps my channel out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Remember to always be kind because you never know someone's struggle. Bye!